weather with meteorologist Stephen Mastrograno. We're close to ending the well, you are ending the weather alert. I have no control over that. That's all you. But you can see how angry the seas are this morning and this afternoon. Stephen, what are we looking at here?
So gradual improvements is the theme for the rest of the day. We had the heavy rain and wind this morning, of course, and now we're looking at some better weather taking over. But first, let's take a look at our behind the smiles here. Murphy is geared up and excited for the spooky season. He likes to dress up, not so much for the tricks. He just likes the treats. That's from Suzanne Gibson in Fall River. Hopefully Murphy was inside enjoying the rainy weather and staying dry from this stormy weather we've had today. So let's jump into the forecast here. You can see the wet weather tracking on through, a lot of it now across eastern Massachusetts. So we're talking, the heaviest rain bands over there. You can actually see it's drying things out slowly from west to east. Again, through the rest of the afternoon. We'll actually be seeing some sunshine take over later on in the day. So here goes the rain. You can see it pushing on through all those yellows, reds, and oranges now farther out east, and that'll be the theme over the next hour or two. Temperatures still holding steady in the 60s. We'll actually be cooling off a little bit more, actually dropping back into the 50s now in Newport as that cold front pushes through. We'll see those temperatures fall as well later in the day. Wind gusts, the strongest ones now out on the Cape, 25 out there on the Cape, 26 in Plymouth, 21 in over at Block Island. So here are some of the wind gusts we had earlier in the day. You can see Block Island did hit 53 miles per hour, Connecticut Light 52, Quonset Point 47, and New Bedford and Providence both reached 40-mile-per-hour gusts earlier in the day. New Bedford still looking stormy and gloomy out there with the rain coming down, heavy at times still further east. The good news is the rain axis is now pushing its way again further east and will continue to do so for the rest of the afternoon. Here's a snapshot about 2 p.m. or so. Still seeing the clouds holding out, but notice the clearing off to the west. That does take over later on. So thinking between about 3, 4, 5 o'clock or so, we should get some sunshine in here for the latter part of the afternoon. We'll stay dry overnight tonight and into the day tomorrow. So actually Tuesday's looking very nice. Afternoon temperatures in the 60s, sunshine expected all day long. Average high about 63. We'll be pretty close to that for tomorrow afternoon. And then as we go into Wednesday, some scattered showers develop after midnight, in the early morning hours of Wednesday. And they'll continue through the morning commute, sometimes heavy, sometimes a little bit lighter. And again, this is all pushing on through. Here's 10:30 on Wednesday, seeing the activity push east. Some sunshine develops, perhaps maybe a stray shower in the afternoon, but this looks to be more of a morning deal for us locally here. And then better weather as we go later on Wednesday. So for this afternoon, again, the theme is drying things out. The sun should eventually come out, especially between about 3 and about 5:30 or so. Temperatures falling through the 60s into the 50s, and your bay forecast definitely more quieter out on the water than it was earlier in the day. Of course, still breezy though over the open water, so something to keep in mind. Here's that 7-day forecast for you, and we're looking at improvements as we go for Tuesday. Morning showers Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday into the weekend. Much cooler in the 50s and some overnight temperatures in the 30s and 40s. So at least we're ending the work week on a drier note, but much cooler in the 50s.
All right. Thank you, Stephen. And stories we're working on new tonight on 12 News.